Hello, this is Bronze Oilite lubricant, invented back in the 1980s for the original Glock 17. Comes in a polycon. As you can see, it's very thick viscosity. It's not something that's very thin or watery and will not collect dust or dirt. It will not easily rub off either. Gets into the pores of the metal. Provides a bronze oilite bearing surface of 20 microns thick. So no two steel parts can come in contact with each other. As you can see by spreading it right here, it has a unique color and it's not oily. There's no oil stains. It is strictly bronze oilite in a petroleum distillate that's been polarized, so it creates no attraction for dust or dirt. This is why Glock chose this particular lubricant for their Glock 17 back in 1985. In 1985, when I introduced this lubricant to Glock representatives, they were so intrigued with it, they took it back to Georgia, and they took it back to Gaston Glock, and he approved the purchase of this lubricant. This lubricant is not available on the open market and is not anti-seize made by companies like Loctite. It's not anti-seize. As you can see, it's not thin. It contains bronze oilite bearings that are made from 75% copper, 15% tin, and 1% phosphorus that gives it the hardness. And it's all placed inside of a polarized petroleum distillate, and it's applied to the Glock pistols on the slide rails, on the firing pin safety, and on the disconnector for the trigger bar. It's also placed on the trigger assembly for smoothness. Now, the first thing you do when you buy a brand new Glock is you read the owner's manual. It says clean the pistol after you've purchased it. So, very first thing people do is they take the gun apart, clean all the components, put it back together again with just regular light oil, and they realize now, after reading the owner's manual to the next page, it says, please do not remove the copper-colored lubricant found on portions of the slide of a brand new Glock pistol, because it will provide long-term lubrication of the slide. It's this lubricant that allows the Glock to work in sandy conditions and dirty conditions and muddy conditions. So it makes it saltwater proof. It doesn't act like oil. It doesn't wash off. So it has to be forcibly removed from a pistol when it's brand new and cleaned. It won't come off with normal gun solvents. This is a very good lubricant, and it's state-of-the-art. And nothing else has actually ever been invented that competes with it. So that's the Glock original bronze oilite bearing lubricant. It's available in limited quantities now because it's long out of production. It's available from emfwholesale@gmail.com. Contact EMF Wholesale for any further information on it, such as temperature range. It's extremely high temperature, 500 degrees plus, no problem. Extremely low temperature because it contains bronze oilite bearings which don't have a problem with freezing. Even though they contract under cold temperature, they don't seize. They still allow themselves to roll around because they're 20 micron ball bearings. It's very smooth stuff. It keeps the Glock working in the most adverse conditions on Earth and in the most extreme temperature ranges. Hot or cold, wet, frozen, makes no difference. This stuff always rotates and rolls around on the slide and on the trigger bar. So it's a very interesting lubricant. It's not, like I said, available in any stores. It has a unique color. And if you want any more information on it, you can contact emfwholesale@gmail.com. And I'm sure they'll be glad to answer your questions on this. Thank you, and good night.